Welcome to another video of vintage real cars of the brand Škoda, which I believe I don't need to introduce the well-known and worldwide established automobile brand of producing reliable cars by 1905 of the last century. Škoda hometown is Mladá Boleslav, and this museum is also here in this town. I was in this museum 6 years ago, so I was wondering what has been changed here, and also needed to kill a couple hours. So I took a bus and was traveling here with a bus, which takes me only 15 minutes from a Prague metro station called Černý Most. In this museum of Škoda, from time to time, they are taking away a few vintage cars and replacing them with another vintage cars. So I noticed here a few vintage cars which were not here on my last visit. We are starting this tour with a Škoda 935 Dynamic, manufactured 1936. The prototype with aerodynamic bodywork was present at the Prague Motor Show in 1935. Until 1939, driving tests were being conducted on the model before it was sold to private ownership. It was added to the museum collection in 1968 and restored between 2013 and 2017. The next one is Škoda Popular Coupe Sport and was manufactured only 3 of them in the year 1937. Later, it was sold to a private owner and bought back for the Škoda Museum collection in 1968 and underwent a complete restoration over the years 2020 and 2021. This is the premium Škoda Super B Type 913, a luxury 6-seater sedan, became part of the Škoda Museum collection in 2010 and was completely renovated over the years 2012 and 2020. As the brand's flagship product, the Škoda Super B were extensively used by government authorities, ministers, etc., but also by taxi drivers, same as today. This exhibited chassis, designed specifically for Škoda Super B vehicles Type 640, was displayed among other events at the Automobile Show in Prague in 1936 at the Škoda stand. A total of 201 Type 640 chassis were produced in 2 series over the years 1934 and 1936, and most of them were used for 2 body versions, a limousine with 6-sided windows and a 5-seater sedan. Over the years 1936 and 1939, it was manufactured 350 of these cars. The engine was 4-stroke, 6-cylinder SV. The output was 47.8 kW with 65 horsepower. The gearbox were 4+R with maximum speed 120 km/h. This is Škoda 1100 OHC Coupe 1959. Only 2 vehicles of the close-up version of this model were produced, and they were used by the factory team on circuits until 1962. The renovation took place over the years 2015 and 2021, and the Škoda Museum then also added one of the 2 existing open-top versions of the 1100 OHC 1957 to its collection. This is Škoda Favorit 136 of the year 1989. which appear at racing tracks both at home and abroad. This model was added to the Škoda Museum collection in 1991. As we can see, the brand name is not Škoda, but Laurine and Klement brand. Before I will talk about the Škoda history, let's talk about this interesting car. It is Laurine and Klement BSC 1908, which is one of the most valuable exhibits in the Škoda Museum. It looks like a carriage without a horse. It is powered by a 12 horsepower twin-cylinder engine and has a top speed of 75 km per hour. And it is the only surviving example of the 12 cars produced. And it is the first sport car produced in the Czech Republic. Mr. Favorit won with this car very first year of the international race to the hill Zbraslav Jeloviště in the category of the cars under 2 liters. The automobile has a steering wheel on the right and the pedals are arranged so that the clutch is on the far left, next to the gas, and to the right of the steering column is the brake. The Škoda Museum has known for a long time that this car was in the Czech Republic and still had most of the original parts. Engine number 5635 confirms the originality of the vehicle. Then the trail of the car was lost until the 1950s, when the car was discovered and purchased by one of the first Czech collectors of historic vehicles, Mr. František Moučka. The car ended up in the estate of Mr. Moučka family, and the Škoda Auto Museum bought this car and then underwent a complete repair of the chassis, engine and transmission. And the car was fitted with a body that conforms to the documentation. The electrical installation was also unified, so now the car works perfectly fine and is reliable, and it is fully functional for a road to drive.
Which has determined your fate. I've never seen so clear. I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here. The sound of deafening fear.
You won't die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble. K-N-I-F-E right in your side. You will never see me coming. You won't die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble. K-N-I-F-E right in your side. You will never see me.
My energy is next level, so damn you better be careful. I got
Back to the history. Laurine and Klement was founded in 1895 and started producing them bicycles called Velociped Slavia and became the second larger producer of bicycles in Czech Republic. And 4 years later started to build these bicycles with auxiliary engine, so called motorcycles. And these motorcycles became very popular and won several awards in racing competition. And then, in the year 1905, Laurine and Klement started build 4 wheels automobile named Voitureta A, and with this model, production of the automobile commenced. In the year 1924, the Laurine and Klement company factory was partially destroyed by a large fire, which led to the company merge with the engineering giant from Pilsen, Škoda, marking the end of the Laurine and Klement company. In March 1991, the company Škoda begins a partnership with Volkswagen. Even the company name is new, Škoda, joint stock automotive company. 3 years after the merge with Volkswagen, the new Škoda Felice model was born. Cooperation with Europe's largest car manufacturer Volkswagen was very successful and took production to a new level. is the first car with the two logos after the merge. It was named this car with the two names, Laurine and Klement and Škoda 110. And this car was manufactured in the year 1929 in different two bodies versions. This one is a Faust Cabrio. It looks like a convertible car with close-up to top roof, although it is a limousine. This is the first manufactured car of Laurine and Klement of the year 1906 of the last century. It has the French name Voiture car type A. In English it has mean a little car. This car became immediately a bestseller. It was reliable, elegant and affordable. That one is Laurine and Klement SG of the year 1913. It was a very popular car and soon became the most circulated series model ever to be manufactured by Laurine and Klement. The name Landaulet refers to its body design inspired by carriage building. It was simple, reliable and cheap car and the most selling car of the company Laurine and Klement. And finally, we got here also the bicycles, which were produced since 1895 to 1905. This museum Škoda nicely mapping the whole history from the beginning of producing bicycles, where the company moved into the car industry and then established its own brand Škoda in the car industry, such very reliable cars with a cost efficiency. Hope you liked this museum presented and get interest to think about to visit this museum when you will get to Prague, as the Škoda museum is not that far to visit. Lastly, do not forget to like, subscribe and so on.